Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another competitive league challenge video here on the channel. In today's episode, we are showcasing a battle between our dragon type gym leader and our oh no, that's me. Hey, it's the bug type gym. I believe I did get challenged, so I'm going to I completely missed that. This is me. This is me, Magic Tech. There we go. I did get challenged, so I'll keep it from this view. But yeah, dragon type gym against me, the bug type gym. So like I've been explaining lately, I don't currently have the time to go over the roster, sadly, because this is a battle that I partook in, so I am quite familiar with what I thought and why I brought what I brought. Honestly, by the way, Frostmoth, terrible Pokemon. I'm considering of cutting it from my roster. You'll see, even in this battle against the Dragon Gym, doesn't do shit. So I'm definitely contemplating getting rid of this thing. Now, first things first, over here on the dragon side of the field, we have a Turtonator. What's this thing called? Turtonator, Dragapult. Oh my god. Turtonator, Dragapult. God damn. Turtonator, Dragapult, Dragonite, Empoleon, Gallade, and Flygon. And then on my side of the field, we have the Frostmoth, Rotom Wash, Heracross, Armaldo, Empoleon, and Fortress. Now, first things first, looking into this, of course the Turtonator was coming. I fully expected the Turtonator to come. I believe both my Heracross and my... I was actually going to say... I think both my Heracross and my Armaldo have the Earthquake because of both Turtonator and Empoleon. Kind of expected both of these guys to come. The Dragonite, we already know, gets stalled very nicely by Fortress, so that's why Fortress is there. Rotom Wash is just a defensive monster. The vast majority of dragon types are actually physical attackers, so that is why the Rotom Wash is there as well. I believe this is an Assault Vest Armaldo in case there is a sneaky special attacker, and Empoleon is just Empoleon. It resists Dragon, it takes special hits, it's good. It's especially defensive Empoleon. You can see I was very worried about this battle. I brought 3 max fully defensive mons in Rotom, Empoleon, and the Fortress. Now, I believe that's everything I have to really say about this going in. Like, the Heracross is my win condition very, very clearly here. Can clean up a +1 Dragonite just fine. Getting the Heracross to go off is going to be hard, but like if I pull it off, then Frostmoth can sweep as well. Main issue is how to deal with the Turtonator, and I believe that's actually part of the reason I brought the Armaldo. Getting a Stone Edge off on that Turtonator should basically OHKO it. So without further ado, I did expect him to lead with Turtonator, as I recall, because he usually does. Turtonator does get Stealth Rocks, and of course against the Bug Gym, Stealth Rocks are quite important. The only Pokemon that really cares about Stealth Rocks on my team is Frostmoth and Armaldo, but Frostmoth was heavy-duty boots, and none of the others really care that much about it. Without further ado, let's get into this. I forgot to put speed and shit. Okay, there we go. So first things first, he actually leads Gallade, and I lead Fortress. I guess I led Fortress. I thought I honestly led Armaldo there, but I guess I led Fortress to try to set up my own Stealth Rocks. That makes sense. If he had just led Turtonator, I could just swap out into Empoleon at very, very little risk. I'm sure Empoleon had Defog at this point. It's been a while since I actually had this battle, so I can't remember how it played out at all. But I guess that makes a lot of sense. Trying to go out to Fortress for those Stealth Rocks. Dragonite really doesn't appreciate the Stealth Rocks, neither does the Turtonator, although it does get Rapid Spin. And just breaking any Focus Sashes is, of course, quite relevant. So I'm sure I just went for... okay, interesting. So I'm assuming, expect the Gallade to swap out into the Turtonator here. So I do just go straight up for the Toxic, try to stall out this Turtonator as much as possible. But the Toxic actually misses turn 1, which is quite unfortunate. That was a very huge miss. But Turtonator goes for Dragon Pulse for some reason. I wonder, honestly, if that was a misclick or if perhaps he expected... No, he probably expected the Rotom Wash to come in there to take that hit. But no, I just go straight Empoleon. Like I've said, Empoleon is my answer to Turtonator on this team because it's especially defensive to all hell and back. I think it also had Toxic, most likely. So here I do just go for the Toxic exactly. Actually misses again, even though it would have been immune anyways. The Empoleon would have been immune anyways. Following up, I go for Stealth Rocks while he goes for Yawn, but that just allows me to swap out to my Rotom Wash quite freely. We ended up trading rocks in that transaction, but now I'm here with the Rotom Wash. I believe I would just go for the Volt Switch at that point. Very, very interesting. Okay, never mind. I'm going to stop trying to predict what I did. So this is my physically defensive Rotom, but I do just straight up go for a Will-O-Wisp, expecting one of the dragons to come in, barring, of course, the Turtonator. So getting that Gallade burned is basically me saying, okay, the Gallade is out of the picture. Sadly, I did take a Leaf Blade there, which with the Stealth Rock's damage will rack up quite significantly. But it does allow me here, just go out to Fortress, and I believe either Rapid Spin or Toxic. Okay, do just go for the Rapid Spin, perfect. Now, Fortress is back to full, no Stealth Rocks are up anymore. I Protect just to test the waters. We've seen that Empoleon is actually the one that has the... we definitely have seen, yeah, Empoleon is the one that has the Stealth Rocks, so I'm now kind of inferring that Turtonator probably doesn't. Go out to Armaldo here on the Rapid Spin. That allows me to get Armaldo, which can do super effective damage to this Turtonator. Also, our opponent doesn't really have a swap in with Armaldo because... if I am carrying Earthquake, which I'm sure I was, I can't imagine why I wouldn't be, then Armaldo does also deal quite well with the Empoleon. So Rapid Spin does come out, does barely nothing. Now Armaldo does take the Flamethrower, but it's Assault Vested, so it takes it like a champ, and Stone Edge kills the Turtonator. So now if I get to set up Stealth Rocks, here if I get to set up Stealth Rocks now, after the Turtonator dies, the Stealth Rocks are up to stay. That's huge. Getting Stealth Rocks up against... very specifically, the Dragapult and Dragon Knight is obviously massive. Goes out to Flygon, and on that Flygon, I figure, okay, let's just swap out to the Rotom Wash. Flygon goes for Toxic, and I'm like, okay, well, even if it has Toxic, it probably wants U-turn and stuff, and if it wants U-turn, it's most likely going to be physical, so I'm like, okay. I don't want this Rotom to be taking damage, even though I could burn this Flygon. If it's going to be physical, let's just go out to Fortress since whatever. But the Flygon actually reveals Giga Drain, and I am at 1% from Sturdy. And here I make a huge misplay. Absolutely massive misplay. And I believe I was actually the one who recommended, through a friend of ours, a special Flygon to Chilled Zapade. Or Chilled Zapade. I'm sorry, dude. I still don't know how to pronounce your name. But here I make a huge misplay. He just revealed Giga Drain. So he's obviously going to be a special Flygon. Also, Toxicking... Rotom Wash is huge, because now Rotom Wash is going to be taking a lot of damage. It's not really going to work as effectively as a physical wall. But noting that Flygon did reveal the Giga Drain, I should fully have expected a Flamethrower, and I don't know why, I just did not. So Fortress does go down. I should have just swapped out to the Empoleon, 100% at that point. Definitely should have swapped out to the Empoleon. I do just go into Empoleon there. Flygon goes for the Giga Drain, kind of screaming that it doesn't have Earth Power, which to me is interesting that it wouldn't have Earth Power. I guess it is against the Bug-type gym, so the Dragon-type gym here figured, let's not bring Ground Stab. But that just means he can't touch Empoleon. He wouldn't have done that much damage with Earth Power anyways, but like it would have done more than Giga Drain, of course, right? I just go for Stealth Rocks there. I knew I could take anything he wanted to do. Flygon does reveal the U-turn, so now he brought no stab on that Flygon. It was very much a kill the Rotom and kill the Fortress Flygon, which absolutely kudos to him. That's how you play around rosters. Very, 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 very good play by our opponent bringing that Flygon with this specific set. Toxic, Giga Drain, Flamethrower, U-turn. That is how you play around the roster, 100%. Personally, I would have actually, because you're running Giga Drain and Flamethrower anyways, I would have brought either Life Orb or Specs and also attacked on Earth Power for this Empoleon, or honestly even Earthquake at that point. Life Orb, Max HP, Max Speed, Flygon with Earthquake and Giga Drain and stuff could definitely work, even if you don't, even if you don't invest in either physical or special attack, I think it's still fine. Now with my Empoleon, I do just go for the Ice Beam, I believe. Yeah, I did bring Ice Beam because it was against the Dragon-type gym. But now Empoleon versus Empoleon, I do know his Empoleon has Stealth Rocks, so I want to get in my Rotom before those Stealth Rocks can happen. Also, Rotom just deals well with the Empoleon. Goes back out to the Flygon, so I just get a burn off because residual damage, and because if he did want to bring something else in, that helps. The Toxic actually brings us down to Citrus, which is good because it allows us to get more health, or have more health for the next time we come in here. Just back out to Empoleon, we can play this game all day. I have Protect on this Empoleon, so, that won't do much. Just goes for another U-turn on the Flygon, just goes back to Empoleon again. The thing is now here, though, I'm kind of fishing for the freeze. I'm going to struggle to punch through this Empoleon. So I just Protect to see what he's going to do. He reveals Yawn. Now, if our opponent's just going to be yawning here, that kind of tells me I have to go out to something that, I don't really care about that much anymore. I had two options here. I had actually, yeah, so protect, Yon. This turn I had two options. I go out to Armaldo, but I could have actually totally gone out to Rotom as well. Or I could have gone out even to Frosmoth. Now, very, very cleverly, our opponent is teching Flash Cannon, and that does take out Armaldo. I never expected our opponent to go for Flash Cannon there. I don't know what I expected, to be honest, but just definitely not that. However, that does allow our Heracross to come in here. And of course, this turn was critical. This turn was critical. I actually said in the chat, you can't see it, but I said getting outplayed up in here on the turn that my Armaldo got taken out by the Empoleon. But this turn was absolutely phenomenally critical, and I definitely thought I was going to lose this game on several points. My Empoleon is actually getting a little low. Rotom Wash is going to struggle to do much at this point. Frosmoth hasn't hit the field, but it's going to be hard to set it up. Actually, I could totally set it up against the Empoleon thinking about it, but I can't touch the Empoleon, which is the problem. So I can only bring in Frosmoth after the Empoleon goes down. Possibly against the Burned Gallade, I could actually set it up as well, thinking about it. So that was definitely an option. But now here, because we are here, Heracross against the Empoleon, I'm like, okay, there's no way in hell he's letting the Empoleon take a close combat. It just can't happen. He knows if that happens, he loses the game. So he's got to go out to Dragapult, or he had two options basically. Either go out to Dragapult or go out to Gallade. Either way, knockoff kills. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, oh, never mind. Never mind, guys, never mind. I completely forgot. I guess I just really wanted the Empoleon dead. My bad. I totally thought I would have made that read in that position. But I guess I didn't. I just clicked close combat. That's very unfortunate because that does force me out to Rotom Wash. And Rotom Wash might live. Yeah, Rotom Wash lives, actually, just fine. And I do get that Will-O-Wisp buff. I'm wondering why I didn't just straight up go for knockoff. I guess I was afraid the Empoleons would stay in. But, like, two knockoffs probably killed Empoleon. So I don't know why I did that, actually. Never mind. But here I just, okay. Here I'm just like, okay, at this point, I detect a win opportunity. So I just go Heracross, and now I guess I start knocking off. I suppose it was safe to... Actually, yeah, I guess that's why I went for close combat. That makes sense. Because going for close combat here... basically says, okay, either you stay in with Empoleon and you die, or you go out to Dragapult. Like, if he went out to Gallade, I would kill Gallade anyways. If he went out to Dragapult, then that just that puts me in a position where I just sack off my Rotom. Rotom's not going to be doing much. Possibly, like it did happen, I do get a Will-O-Wisp off and burn the Dragapult. I also, I guess, wasn't sure. I wasn't certain Heracross would outspeed the Dragapult, although I believe it does. Scarf Heracross always outspeeds Dragapult. So that's probably why. I figured, okay, let's just burn the Dragapult, make sure that the Heracross doesn't die to it. And the thing is, by just letting Rotom go down here, I do put myself into a position where I can safely bring in a Heracross with absolutely no risk of it taking damage, for example, from the Empoleon, because Heracross is the only way I'm winning this game at this point. You have to keep in mind, it's the only thing that can actually still kill Empoleon. So I guess that makes sense that I did make this play and sacrifice the Rotom, because now I can just go for knockoff. If he swaps out to the Empoleon, which is the only thing that wants to take the knockoff, two knockoffs will most likely kill. And this just does allow me to get some Moxie boost. Our opponent then goes out to Flygon, which is to me surprising. I guess, I think I play this extra safe very clearly. I think I could have honestly just stayed in with Heracross at that point and knocked off our opponent's entire team, which is what I thought I was going to be doing. But I guess now that Dragapult is gone, I figure I could just close combat everything to death. Going out to Empoleon here, sure, why not? Our opponent just goes out to his own Empoleon again. But we're still in this back and forth. I'm very curious as to why I decided to swap out the Heracross there. I do just go out to Frosmoth. The Frosmoth takes the Yawn, but that kind of makes our opponent want to go for the Flash Cannon, right? So on that opportunity, I just go out to Heracross. Now we can close combat everything our opponent has. If he does go out to the Dragonite, I believe that forces me back out to Empoleon. Yeah. Dragonite comes in, that forces me back out to the Empoleon. I guess I wasn't confident. That's why I made that play, I guess. Because I wasn't confident knockoff would actually kill the Empoleon. Fair enough. But the thing is, it would have taken two Flash Cannons to actually kill the Heracross, and I think at +1, yeah, that play wasn't necessary. I guess I was just like not sure that I would kill the Flygon. It has Toxic, it could have been bulky, I don't know. Goes out to the Dragonite, and for some reason, oh yeah, Dragonite tried to E-speed the Heracross. Of course, that makes sense. Gets a crit on the Empoleon, but I still don't think Earthquake would have killed from that range. He does go for Earthquake. Empoleon lives on 7, and Ice Beam takes out the Dragonite. Risky play on our opponent's part to Earthquake there, and because he did Earthquake, that does allow our Empoleon to just to survive. And at this point, I'm like, okay, let me just make sure this Gallade has as little health as possible, because then I can just bring in Heracross. Still has enough health for this Stealth Rocks and actually close combat everything. Okay, sorry guys that I was kind of going back and forth between what I thought had happened and what had actually happened. I played this game much safer than I think I actually needed to. But ultimately I did win. A very, very, very good game. Closest game I've had on the channel, and rather on the server so far by a long shot. GG, Chilled Zapade, man. Thanks for letting me put up this battle. Really, really good one. If he had swapped out the Dragonite into the Empoleon there, I would have actually been in a heap of trouble. So I do think I definitely misplayed. I definitely misplayed when I swapped out the Heracross. 100% I definitely misplayed when I swapped out the Heracross instead of just knock-offing our opponent's entire team. But oh well, that is game. I just did not want to risk the Heracross going down. If Heracross had gone down, that was game over on the spot. So on that note, guys, this is a slightly longer video than usual, but I have a lot to say, I guess. We're going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll join us for the next one.